Hey everybody, it's Greg. I'm going to do a long form informative reel here talking about the TrimTower launch, what you might need to know if you want to order one, and just giving some general information on them as well. As a reminder, the sales launch is Sunday at 2 p.m. Central Time on my website, biggtools.com. So that's where you need to go if you want to buy a TrimTower. Also, another announcement, I'm going to be doing an Instagram Live right before launch. It's going to start at 1 p.m. on Sunday. I'm going to be doing it from the TrimTower Instagram account, but I'm going to be collaborating with my Greg Rasmussen Ceramics, so you should be able to see it on both. But if you're interested in the TrimTower, you should follow the TrimTower Instagram. I also have some freebies that I'm going to be offering if you buy the TrimTower on launch day. If you get the full-size TrimTower, you'll get one of these rings. It's with the soft grip that you saw in my video. That's good for platters and plates, things like that. And if you get the TrimTower Junior, you're going to get a free case for your grips. So the way ordering is going to work on launch day is there's a certain amount of TrimTowers that are all ready to go and ship out. So once those are sold, there'll also be some pre-orders available that are going to ship out by Christmas time. If those all sell out, I'm going to put another block up of pre-orders that will ship out the beginning of next year. So all the TrimTowers that are going to be available to ship right away are the special launch edition ones, which are going to be in limited edition colors. So the regular TrimTowers are going to come in blue and green, and all of the grip rings are matching blue, green, and gray. The TrimTower Juniors are purple and turquoise, and then the grip rings that come with it are turquoise, purple, and dark blue. All the TrimTowers that are going to be available for pre-order and all the ones that are going to be sold after that, the colors are going to change. All the grip rings are going to be blue, gray, and white. And then the TrimTowers themselves will be available in white, gray, black, blue, green, and orange. But if you buy one of the special launch edition ones, any attachments you buy for that later on, you'll be able to get it in the matching colors if you like. So a little bit about ordering. When you go to the website, you're going to see multiple listings. You're going to see 2 listings for TrimTowers and 2 listings for TrimTower Juniors. There's going to be one for the launch edition and then one for the next phase of pre-orders. So if you want one of the launch edition ones, click on that link, but depending on when you visit and how it goes, they might be sold out already. So then you would go to the pre-order and buy on that link instead. So I want to talk a little bit about when you go to order, if you have any questions about what the different options are. So when you look at the listing for the TrimTower, you're going to see the different color options for the body. So you just need to pick out what color you want. Then the next option is going to be what grip set you want. And there's going to be 3 options: the core set, the half set, and the full set. The core set and the half set are both the same price. So the TrimTower with either of those is $250. The core set is pretty much the big sizes. So it's 11 centimeters up to 20 centimeters. The half set is every other size, so it's all the even sizes. And the full set is every size, so it's 6 centimeters all the way up to 20 centimeters. And 20 centimeters is about 7 3/4 of an inch. The TrimTower itself is 9 inches from the bottom to the top to give you an idea of what size of pieces it can handle. There's also going to be an option, another listing for individual grip sizes. So if you wanted to get the core set and like 1 or 2 of the smaller sizes, because the smaller sizes are more expensive just because it's a lot more plastic and it takes a lot longer to print out. So the full-size TrimTowers have the back pin adapters attached, and they'll come with this parts too. So you can put this directly on the wheel as is, but you can also get the arms, and the arms cost a little extra, and they're designed for each of the major wheels. I would recommend getting the arms, even if you think you're going to like the back pins better. 2 reasons. I have found that not every single wheel has perfectly centered back pins. So I've, during testing, put some on a wheel and they're perfectly centered using the bat pins. Other ones, they're slightly off and it's using the same. So it depends. The arms are a little bit more stable, and they're a little bit easier to make little tiny adjustments to. I actually designed the TrimTower, so, and I'll cover this in other videos, because not all wheels are perfectly centered. Some have a little bit of wobble or whatever. There's ways to make little adjustments so that you can get your TrimTower perfectly centered. It's a little easier to do with the arms versus these. And as I said, sometimes bat pins aren't perfectly centered to your wheel. Buying the TrimTower Junior is a little different because there's different options. There isn't any options for this grip ring set because they all come with the full set that fits in there, 4 centimeters to 12 centimeters. Normally you'd have to buy the case extra, but if you buy it on launch day, I'm going to throw in a case for free. The only real options are how you want to mount it. Now, as you see in the video, if you want, you can just use a Giffen grip. If you use a Giffen grip a lot and you're going back and forth between that and a chuck, you might find it easier just to take this on and off than having to remount both. But there's also the bat pin adapter, and that's actually a separate thing here. And it just locks on the TrimTower, and you can use the bat pins taken on and off. The other option is the arms. Those are designed for specific wheel heads. Kind of the same as with the TrimTower. These are a little bit more stable, a little bit easier to adjust. But you might like the bat. I've given out some demos to friends and tried. Some of them like bat pin connector better. Some like the arms. It just kind of depends. Now, launch day, it's going to be mostly just what I call the original grips that have the black rubber on the inside. They're primarily meant for trimming pieces that sit inside there. But I already have a few other designs and I'm going to be coming out with a lot more in the next weeks and months. Like this one that I mentioned earlier, it's got a soft top. It's good for platters. Here are some ones that I have for the Junior, kind of the same thing. This one has the foam pointed more outer to 45, so something like this would be good. Set it on top. If you've got a bowl, you can set the bowl over. If you've got a bowl with like a fluted rim or something, you can't, set it on the wheel. You can set it on this. And I'm also right now developing some cone trim. A lot of people call them different things: chums, reverse chucks, cone trimming, whatever. But I'm going to be coming out with attachments for those, so that will fit onto the Junior, and ones for the full-size TrimTower. And then I also am going to have an adapter, so you can buy ones that fit your Junior and then put them on the full size. So if you buy some of the trim chums or whatever, you can just switch back and forth. Or if you start out and you buy the Junior and then you decide later you want the full-size one, you don't have to buy all the small sizes. You only have to buy the big sizes and then the adapter, and you can use all your small size ones on the big one as well. Some other general info. These are all 3D printed out of PETG. They're very durable, very strong, will probably last your lifetime. They're not going to deform with heat, water, or anything like that. And after launch, I'm really looking forward to hearing from people about how they're using it, what they like, what they don't like, other ideas they may have for different type of heads that work, because I have a certain type of work, and I've used one of these for a few years now, my prototype version, and I use it one way and I got certain work, but I know other people do things different ways and they may have other needs. So one of the cool things about 3D printing these is I can have an idea, go on the computer, design it, print it out, and the next day have a working model. So stay tuned for a lot of other things to come. See you guys on Sunday.